So taking in our love of contemporary art, we wanted to create a space that adults would feel really good in. A building, the vats, the custom vats that we have for our slime are like these gorgeous statues almost. And we like to say, well, you could put slime in a trash can and kids would love it. But when you put it in these custom vats, the adults are like, I guess this is for me. When they see our curvy walls that really tap into the slimy nature of slime, everything is elevated and sophisticated. So you don't feel like you're going into a play space or a children's playground. You actually feel like you're going into a museum, and then it happens to have all this crazy fun slime in there. So we're tapping into that design sense that people have.
So you've built with the intention of creating a space that adults would be comfortable in, and then layered kids into it in a way that they could. That's really smart. Like really, really smart way of approaching that. Because there's lots of kid places that adults are like, oh my goodness, that's a lot of neon, or that's a lot of flashing
Mhm.
lights, or that's a lot of like kind of difficult things as an adult to process, but kids love. I love that you've done that, because that also, yeah, I just think that's a really interesting idea.
Well, and it makes sense because Karen and I were the ones that first fell in love with the slime
Right.
as
Yeah, of course.
adults.
So this is totally off topic, but who are your favorite contemporary artists? I'm just curious. Do you have some favorites?
Boy. So, well, I will just start by telling you that for over a decade, I was the mouthpiece for the global street art movement. So in the
Okay.
early aughts, we did major exhibitions, published books, spoke around the world on creativity from street art as a passion project. So this was just a side gig. So I love artists like JR, Shepard Fairey, Swoon, all the artists who really looked at public space, architecture, and cities and how people were moving through cities to be a part of the piece of art they were creating. And I think that influence and that love really works well when you're creating an immersive experience. Because if you take that street art passion of mine combined with my background at Starwood Hotels, focusing on the guest experience, we've curated from the moment you approach the building a guest experience that taps into your senses, visually what the journey is, and then what the actual experience is from beginning to end.